to yet another edition of Summit Live. My name is David Newmark. I'm the president of Summit International Flooring, and welcome to our 14th edition of this live stream. We are broadcasting from Whippany, New Jersey, where our headquarters are. We are broadcasting on our website a little later because we're having some difficulty today, a little technical glitch, but also on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We hope you tune in live, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, every Tuesday. And if you can't catch us live, you can catch us on repeat. Today, we are talking about customization of floors, and I have co-hosting with me today Mark Becker, our National Sales Director, and Alan Smith, our Market Segment Manager. And we welcome you both. Today, we're going to talk about how people can own their own floor, own their own space, and we're going to talk today starting with object carpet. Mark, you start.
Okay, well, we're going to talk many brands because many of the brands that we offer do offer customization. And the first, obviously, is object carpet. When it comes to color, object carpet will custom color anything from 250 yards and up. So this is Silky Seal. This is 3 beautiful colors of blue. But if you want a blue that's not one of these, you supply a Pantone color number or you supply a piece of fabric, and we will make the color that you want. Another thing that Object does custom is, you'll notice on the back of these samples, is the black thermofelt. Black thermofelt will add comfort. Black thermofelt will add sound dampening, and it's available from 250 yards up as well. That's the key with Object, 250 yards for custom work. Object doesn't stop there. There's a whole unique program called Form. I'm going to hand this book to Dave Newmark so he can show you.
It's really beautiful.
I will act as the what is it? The easel?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll be the easel.
If people see as Dave opens that, there are 18 patterns that are standard, but from 36 yards. All of those patterns can be custom colored and custom designed as well. And each of them can be put onto 4 different substrates. This, which you can see, is a glossy nylon to look like silk, very much like Silky Seal. One of the most unusual fabrics that you'll find in floor covering. It is class 1. It is for commercial use. It has HPD, everything that you need with your own design, your own colors.
So this is the same
kind of fabric.
Right.
Now maybe Alan, somebody wants that without the high gloss, without the high shine.
Mm-hmm.
We can do just a glossy version as well. It's also high quality nylon, but you don't get that high gloss silk finish to it.
And you still get the really fine print. I mean, the lines are very, very distinct.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Now, maybe that's still too traditional for somebody, and they want possibly a structured loop. Object has a structured loop design as well. This one happens to blend a high luster and a low luster yarn for a unique effect. But any design, any color, any pattern. Now, if you want to take an existing pattern and change the colors, that can be done from 36 yards. If you want your own complete pattern, then you do need more yardage than that. You need 250 yards to do that. Lastly, there is a flat woven or a very low profile woven design that can be printed onto as well. So Object offers almost all of their large amount of designs in custom from 250 feet to custom color.
I have to ask you a question, Mark. You're talking about 250 square yards of materials for custom, but what if somebody wanted their own custom print, not just a print from their own line?
Well,
Is that also 250 square
If
yards?
it's from the line and somebody wants to use different colors,
Right.
then they need to have 250 yards. Everything from that line is available from just 36 yards as it is, as people see it. But 250 yards would always be the custom from Object. Now, there's something else Object does before we move on that you could consider custom. It's not really custom as far as color and design, but most people are familiar with the Freestyle collection.
Yes, definitely one of the more popular, for sure.
Yeah, Freestyle printed carpet tiles on polyester back, resist stain, resist fading, which we always talk about, very low profile, very tightly woven, so it'll last forever and ever and ever. Now, why are we talking about Freestyle when we're talking about customization? Because Freestyle is designed that any tile can go anywhere within the design, any direction, and each floor of the same design and the same color will look a little bit different depending on where that tile is placed. Because when you look at these designs, every full design takes 16 tiles to make one of these blocks. 16 full-size tiles to make
Let me
one
zoom in
design.
on that so people can see a little bit better.
So that is not one tile. That is 16 different tiles. Now, depending on where you put each tile, that floor will look a little bit different. So it's custom in a sense that every floor will not look the same. A lot of customization from object.
Right,
A lot of
so the
opportunity.
idea is you can walk into one room, same color tone, technically the same pattern, but it'll look slightly different than the next room, but it matches perfectly.
Correct. And if two different clients have the same color and design, they won't have the same floor.
Right.
So it's really unique.
And saying that, every now and then people just want to change up their floor, change up the design. They just have to flip some tiles or move some tiles around.
that could be
Same
done as
thing.
well.
Yeah.
Another product that we're actually really excited about, we've been excited about, we've had it for a while, is Benson. And Benson has a wool carpet line. It has a wool carpet line that comes in tiles, which is extraordinarily impressive. And I'm going to bring this up here. So this is called Delta. And so this actually technically is a customizable feature because most wool carpets aren't available in affordable carpet tiles. So what you can do is just like any other carpet tile segment, you can change colors, create patterns using the tiles themselves instead of just having to stick to one monolithic tone.
Well, Alan, if I can interrupt, what
Sure.
you're saying, you glossed over very fast the most important aspect besides the customization is that these are affordable wool
I
carpet
did
tiles.
say, I have to.
You said it, but I want to highlight it.
Okay.
because-
You forgot the word affordable.
No, he said it, but there's, I don't know.
It is, yeah.
We're, all three of us are in the flooring business a very long time, and none of us know about any wool carpet tiles anywhere near the price of the Benson wool. So people should give us a call for that aspect alone.
That's
Right.
true. That's true. Because in my experience, oftentimes when I present wool to designers, sometimes they might not even pay attention to the fact that I'm saying affordable because it's the mindset that wool is expensive, but it's not with Summit at least. So
It's not expensive really because the Europeans
There you go.
manufacture wool products and buy wool differently than the United States mills do. So whereas in the United States, nylon is the most affordable fiber for carpeting, in Europe, wool is just as affordable. And when we bring it in many cases, wool is less expensive than certain nylon.
Well, I
Carpets here
joke, but
too.
it's not really a joke. We have nylon, they have sheep. So they can make wool carpet the same pricing that we can make nylon carpet for.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's really pretty simple.
So Alan was saying customized by using different color tiles, but you can also custom color the wool products from Benson. So Alan, let's hold up this book.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one.
How about I hold that so we
Each
can
of-
show this and Alan can grab the camera.
Each of these products can be custom colored from 250 yards, excluding this page. So you have three different designs plus Delta, which is this product, all four low profile woven wool carpets at affordable price with custom colors available from 250 yards.
And also,
Now-
this isn't just a flat weave. We also have Juliet. I just want to highlight that because a lot of designers appreciate the architectural structure of that particular design.
You have the
So-
ribs.
Yeah, the ribs. Yep.
And the other thing that can be done with Benson carpet is that we can add backings, custom backings. There are three different thicknesses for three different types of usage. We'll go over that in more detail when a designer wants to give us a call or send us an email. We'll recommend which thickness based on the use. But these backings will avoid a double stick installation. The backings are attached and they will help with comfort. They will help with sound absorption. But most importantly, they'll give you that feature without having to do a double stick. There's always risks involved in a double stick installation. There's sometimes labor issues that happen after the installation, not when the back's attached. So Benson carpet out of Denmark, custom color wool, custom backings.
Right. And just if you have any questions about quantities and requirements, just let us know. We're happy to help out.
On that note, let me advise everybody that they can easily reach us at our toll-free number or at on our website or on our email. You can dial us at 1-877-496-3566 or contact us at info@summit-flooring.com. We're always happy to hear from you. We always like to have ideas, what we could do better, what we're doing really well, but also, as I said, great new topics of discussion. Let's
And
move
that's
on
usually
from
how
here.
we end things. We have
That
to
is,
say-
well, I'm going to say
we have
that.
to say, but wait, there's more.
Well, I've got news for you. There's lots more, and you may hear that more than one time. But let's go on now and move on to Jacaranda carpet because I believe we actually jumped over our map.
I jumped over.
It's okay.
We'll come back. So
Alright.
Jacaranda, many of you already know because we do really well with Jacaranda's broadloom products, really well. And one of those products is called Cetera. I was watching that coffee.
Yeah, do not spill my coffee.
Cetera and Santushti are beautiful,
Stunning.
silk-like looking products.
Yeah.
Cetera comes in deep, rich, saturated colors. And as you can see, if we can, as Alan's going, and if you see the larger picture of us here on the bigger camera, we can see all these colors, beautiful, rich, saturated colors. But what if you want a color that you don't see? From 60 yards of carpet, we can custom color all of the Tencel products. By way of reminder, don't be scared of Tencel. Tencel, made by Lenzing in Austria, is the real thing. It will recover from watermarks. We pack our product in at Jacaranda heavy enough to be used on stairs and residential applications. It's a tough product. Don't be scared of Tencel and custom color it if you want to.
And proof of the pudding is this is installed in my own home and it wears beautifully. And interestingly, we had a little situation occur where there was a certain type of spill, and we were able to get the cleaned very well,
Yeah.
unlike other Tencel products that are out there.
I don't know if Oliver has access to that, but I think there is that little chart, right, that you created.
Yeah,
that
the
shows
time lapse.
The time lapse, yeah.
Yeah, if we don't have it, anybody who wants to see time lapse of Tencel with water spilled on it, we can show you that ours will recover with 1 to 2 days without doing anything, just letting it sit.
Yeah.
And other products of Tencel will be ruined by water.
Yeah,
So-
now let me take 1 second and just before we continue with Jacaranda, we said Oliver, it's a name that you haven't heard before. His name is Oliver Hellowell. I got clarification this morning. He is our brand manager. He's here. He grew up in England, and he's now running the board for us today. His first time, and so far, I don't think he's messed up. We have, but he hasn't. Anyway, let's continue.
So the other thing that Jacaranda offers is hand knotted and hand tufted product of any design and any color you want. On the website, there are many suggestions of designs that we've made in the past. This happens to be a wool and silk variety. We can do all wool. We can do wool and silk. We can do wool and Tencel. You draw it, you photograph it, you send us an image from some other fabric. We won't copy other people's designs, but we will make a very close representation of them, or we'll do your own design as you would like. You can also get area rugs, different finishes, different edge treatments, different borders. Give us a call. Again, go to the website, give us a call about area rugs. We'll get any of our broadloom to bespoke sizes. That's true for object carpet as well. It's actually true for all of our carpet manufacturers. But one of the things Jacaranda does is offer a real unique product because of the Tencel and lots of different edge treatments to go along with it.
Yeah, and I think that the topic of conversation comes up with Tencel and spills, like we mentioned before. But if you're using an area rug that is mostly wool with a Tencel design in there, it's just one less worry that you have. You don't have that monolithic Tencel solid color, and also you're getting 2 natural fibers that are sustainable in one carpet. It's just a real elevation of consciousness and design at the same time.
Yeah, we'd like to mention with Jacaranda that they are part of Good Weave. There's no children making the product. Everything is on the up and up. And with all of our lines, when we talk about products for commercial use, we offer HPDs. We offer Class 1 certificates. We have everything in line what a designer needs to use our products commercially, and of our residential products, we have all the certifications in place to make sure that you're buying a product that you can be proud to have in your client's home or office.
Right, and I just want to add in here now, if you're wondering why we have such an odd configuration of us, it's because we are social distancing. So that's why we have this triangulation.
Yeah, and I'd be remiss by not saying that one of our major co-host is missing from today's telecast. Our mascot Rocco just could not fit on this chair with me, and he was giving me that look right before we went on air that we had to move him out of the studio, and I miss him terribly. I'm sure he's already developing his own following, and he'll be here with us soon enough.
Well, he's not furloughed. He's just not.
No,
he's not here.
He's just
today.
working in another office at the moment. So let's move on. Let's move on. We're talking about so far carpet. We talked about object carpet from Germany, Benson from Denmark, and Jacaranda from England. All great products, all soft surfaces, all carpeting, bedrooms, stairs, living rooms, that's such. But let's move on to one of my favorite products, something that really launched Summit International Flooring was rubber. Now, when people think of rubber, they think of black rubber or black rubber with little speckles. That is made from car tire. The black rubber is an SBR. It's made of car tires that get ground up, they get cleaned up, they get pulverized, they get put back together, and suddenly it is a gym floor. It's a great gym floor, and it's not very expensive at all. But we've taken that regular rubber, which by the way does have a rubbery odor, although it does dissipate from time in time. We've turned that now into a more decorative finish, and we started with a product called Triathlon 800 series. Triathlon is 100% EPDM rubber. They're all solid colors, and this is the building block for many, or for all of our decorative products. These solid colors, I believe we have 25 of them, and we could mix and match them to create different products. And I'm going to bring up, Alan, if you would grab that. I'm going to bring up.
Don't know EPDM. That just for layman's terms, that means it's not made from recycled tires, and it does not come with the odor associated with recycled
Right,
tires.
and a lot of people love the solid colors too. The only thing about solid colors is that they are a little bit delicate to keep clean, just like if you're wearing a solid color shirt and you walk on it, you will see some dirt and some soiling. So what we've done after the triathlon to start customizing is I just took these 4 colors as an example, which are orange, yellow, earth yellow we'll call it, and black. We mix those up to form this product, which we call Kaleidoscope. This particular color is called candy corn, if I'm not mistaken. I am mistaken. It's called sweet pepper. I don't remember all the names, but this is
candy corn.
It does look like candy corn, which happens to be one of my favorite candies. But this is how we mix, taking different particles to make different colors. So the Kaleidoscope line is really something that you can customize. You can choose if you wanted 50% orange, 25% yellow, 10% earth yellow, and 15% black, making up 100% of the colors. You can make that blend.
And we made a tool to make that easier for designers to work with. On our website, we have a color conductor. You're seeing it now. You can choose from those 25 different colors and mix them, as Dave was saying, in lots of different ways. So you want a custom floor, you can create your own custom flooring. The other thing that you can do is you might want to use candy corn as the center tiles, and you might want to put something in a border around it. Or you may just want to have one pop of yellow here and one pop of yellow there just to highlight the floor. You can do a lot of customization by combining these solids and Kaleidoscope as well.
Now, to further customize all of our rubber products,
there's more.
There's more. Thank you for bringing that up. To further customize, these products start off as 38-inch by 38-inch square tiles. They can be cut down at our factory into smaller squares or rectangles or strips, and it's always best to try to use the whole 38 inches. So if you wanted to make like a rectangle, you'd be best off to use 9.5 inches by 38 inches so that you don't have to have any waste. It's a term no one likes to hear, but it is part of it. So you can customize the sizes of your tiles. You can customize some of the shapes. You can also customize not just the colors, but the size chips that go into it. So for instance, these 3 colors of Triathlon 800, go ahead and we mix them up and created a brand new product called Rubberazzo. And you can see that there's different size chips used to create this. This is a rubber floor made to look exactly like terrazzo flooring. It's not just for gyms, it's for all parts of your home. And I mean your basement, for sound absorption, for comfort, for warmth. You could put it in a library.
Office.
You could put it anywhere. And it's also being used, as you said, in offices. One of the major customers in Southern California are looking to put in about 300,000 square feet of it and put their workstations on top of it. So they understand that this is a long-term, long-performing product, much different in many ways, including longevity, than carpeting. So this is a product called Rubberazzo, custom colorable. Again, if you want to mix red, white, and blue with the green, you can. You just can go right onto a color conductor and have fun. You play around, and we will work on new samples. So these are the type of looks you get with our custom. We have many other products we could do the same thing to. But let's move on past rubber, and let's move on to
If you don't mind, I actually want to ask a question.
No, I'm glad you're.
The question comes up to me. Can you use rubber in office spaces where there's lots of wires and computer labs where there's fear of static electricity? Is that something that can play?
Well, I don't think there's any sort of issue with static electricity, but you cannot glue this on top of wires. That's for sure. You do not want to compress a wire, and I don't, and even if you encased it in some sort of a conduit, you will see that, because this is a resilient floor. It's not made to go over.
Through a little bit.
Yeah. Now, if you want to, put the conduit on top of it and then run it up the walls, not an issue whatsoever.
Run them under plywood, put some plywood over top, put the rubber down on top of that. You can have a soft, safe, quiet, comfortable floor. We can figure out ways to help you get there.
Right. We're as far away with your answer as you are from the telephone. Okay. Enough with rubber for this particular day. Let's move on to another one of our carpet suppliers in Holland, the Netherlands. They're called Van Basal. This is a mill that's been around for well over 100 years. We've represented this brand in the United States, if I'm not mistaken, for 16 years now, which is really hard to believe. But Van Basal, very well known in Europe, is now here in the United States. Mark?
Now, we're not talking about custom color with Van Basal, but they offer a lot of beautiful colors and products. You may have seen this on a previous episode of Summit Live, but what you can get from Van Basal in custom is area rugs. They will put a cotton binding on, they'll put a leather binding on, they will put a synthetic binding on, they'll do a blind tan, lots and lots of different options. And we make a lot of area rugs for some major corporations and for people's homes as well. So if you go onto the website and you look at Van Basal's lineup, anything that starts with the number 3, because all of their designs are numbered. This one happens to be 4403. Everything has a number. And if you have a number 3, you have a cotton product. As we know, allergies are a big issue today, and a lot of people prefer carpet to resilient flooring. If you or your child or your coworkers have allergies, but you still want carpet as opposed to hard surface, go to Van Basal, take a look at the designs that start with the number 3, give us a call for samples. You will be impressed, and you'll find out the cotton's pretty easy to take care of.
Yeah.
Lasts a long time, too.
All right. So we're going to talk about Fit Nice, or
We have not. Let's talk about Fit Nice right now.
So Fit Nice is a company out of Spain, and they design woven vinyl for flooring, tiles, rolls, as well as wall product as well. And again, it's one of those things where someone might say, well, is this really customizable? It is, because of the shapes and sizes that they offer. So as you can see, this configuration here, bring it a little closer.
Hold that up a little bit too.
So you can have 2 colors that look slightly different in color, but they're not. It's because of that particular weave. When you quarter turn it, it refracts the light a little bit differently. Also, because of the shapes, you can change the different, you can change the patterning in there, and it creates a 3D effect, whether it's a diamond or a square tile, and you combine those things together. So yes, you can actually create unique patterns.
Yeah, as you can see, there are 2 different shaped triangles. There's hexagons, diamonds, planks, tiles, and we can make tiles larger. And by the way, Benson Carpet, way back when we talked about Benson, they can make a large 39-inch tile. So can Fit Nice. So if you want tiles, but you want less seams, you want more of a monolithic look, but still want tiles to be replaceable, we have it with carpet, we have it with resilient floors, all customizable, but all available.
Okay, does anyone else have the problem with closing this?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a trick.
I think I learned by now.
I've got this down. And then they decided to give us an insert, like, how do you calculate that? I just happened to work that out enough to know.
Yeah, but the point is, Fit Nice has so many shapes and designs and colors to choose from that you really have a full deck of cards to work with, so to speak, as a designer. So
right. Yeah. Now, we've also talked about leather flooring in the past. Leather flooring is it's a tremendous product. It's an organic product. It's a real leather. Ours happens to be recycled, although we can make it in hide leather as well. The reason we're showing you these is these are little small samples of tiles that are 18 inches by 18 inches. Alan's got one in his hand.
I'll hold that. I don't want you to grab the camera if you would.
Yes, Alan. I meant David has that in his hand to show the scope. But when you put this product on the walls, you can add stitching. We have stitching in 3 different colors. We can probably make stitching in some custom colors if there's a little bit of quantity in your project, but 3 standard colors. You don't want to walk on tiles that have stitching. You might walk off the stitching. But when you put it on the walls and you put 2 of the same pieces together on the wall, you're going to have what looks like a double stitched seam. It's just beautiful. So
and again, it's made from recycled materials.
Yeah,
You know,
it's actually made from car seats, old shoes, old belts, old coats. They grind it up. They reconstitute the leather. They add some, of all things, tree bark. Tree bark and a little bit of rubber. Next thing you know, you have a very flexible leather floor. We also go through the mottling process to make it look exactly like leather, and we also put an embossing on it to help hide sharp hide, like a stiletto heel or like a table leg. So this all works together, and this is a product that will patina just like hide leather, just like the real McCoy. This is going to patina. So if you happen to have a wallet that sits in your back pocket like I do, still very old-fashioned, worn down, like the old, it is patinaed, and so is my butt. It's kind of, I've been sitting on that for about 60 years, I think. So that's the story with my wallet, and that's the story with patinaing of leather.
Well, we come here today to talk about custom, and one of the things that common themes that has come up is the organic, the sustainability issues. We work with manufacturing partners of ours that are in Western Europe where they're really ahead of the curve. And I think it's worth saying, when you're thinking about products today, you're also thinking about what's good for the environment, what's not going to be in the landfill, and what's good for the planet and for the client and the indoor air quality. So it's all here at Summit.
Yeah, and I did want to add one thing too, that I think we missed with the freestyle and the forum rather. The print on the forum is so deep and inset that it's not a shallow. We'll just leave it at that. It's not a shallow print.
Well,
and so when you get that little bit of walk off,
where the pile starts
to go left and right. You don't see a white color come through.
Correct. That's called a dye penetration.
Yeah, I was going to say I worked in the print business once upon a years ago, and people would look at a product and say, "Oh, this is white underneath. I'm going to walk that off." Well, if you just top print, you're not going to walk it off. The products are made well. The issue is in the dye viscosity. If the dye is too loose, it runs all the way through, and it bleeds. One color bleeds into another. If it's too thick, it's just on the top, and you do see that white when the yarn flips.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Object is a precision German manufacturer. They have just the right viscosity to cover the yarn without letting dyes run off into each other. It's like everything they do is just perfect.
Yeah, German engineering at its finest. Again, when you said the word bleed, it reminded me of a print I once walked on in my socks, and my socks came out red.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
It's called that's the stereotypical bleeding of a product onto your clothing. It's not good.
So you know what happens when we see you live and we're in your firm and we stand up in front of you for 30 minutes and we make a presentation, it looks like an explosion when we're done. Products everywhere. And that's what you have here. And the point is we have lots of product, carpet, resilient, all the things we talked about, and almost all of it customizable. We did not talk about one last brand that we want to.
Well, actually, before we go into the last brand, I do want to mention one thing that's become one of our greatest sellers. It's called Durawood. Durawood is a combination of a very dense vinyl with a 5mm thick recycled rubber backing. Durawood, although it's not a customizable product per se, you can get custom roll lengths. The standard roll length for Durawood is 6 feet wide by either 30 feet long or 15 feet long. But with some advanced notice, we could customize to size up to 45 lineal feet. So the maximum size that we can make as a roll is 6 by 45. And we do need extra lead time on that. Normal lead time on this product is about 5 weeks. add another 2 or so to be able to go custom length. This is
avoid head seams in a lot of applications.
Yeah, head seams. You really want to keep the cross seams wherever possible. This product is available. You just glue it straight down, or if you have a floor that you need to keep impervious, you can heat weld seams together so that water does not get between. However, properly glued in, no water is going to get between. This is a great product. It's a multi-purpose floor. We use a lot of it, not just in gyms, but we use it in school environments. Yeah.
Offices.
In fact, I was just speaking to one of our employees, Steve Hand. Steve, a shout out to you, our operations manager, who was working on a project in Hawaii for a school, and he's helping them with some specifics of installation. But yes, this is a school product as well. And let's move on to.
Well, as people saw on the screen like that, this product does look like wood. It's hard to see in the small samples that Dave's holding, but in the application, you can see that it really does look like a wood floor. So,
okay.
It's not that. So the other brand we wanted to mention something about was Granort Cork. It's one of our newer brand partners.
Yeah.
Renewable, sustainable, naturally, antimicrobial, all of the things that we talk about cork. But today we're talking about customization. This particular collection is called Vita Designs.
Let me hold on to that.
These are printed, digitally printed designs. If you don't like the digitally printed design from 2,700 square feet, we can print any design, any color that you want. So whether you need a glue down floor for a commercial application or a floating floor for a residential or a multifamily application, you can have custom prints from Granort. One of the collections that we work with is called Recolor. Similarly, if you don't see a color that you like, there are a lot of colors there. If you don't see one that you like, we can custom color for only 1,000 square feet. Takes less quantity to custom color where we're really painting the surface than it does to digitally print. But either way, customization is available.
And just as a reminder to those who are not familiar with or may have forgotten about cork, cork is a wonderful green product. It's harvested every 9 years or so from a cork tree. They're very careful. They take their cork very seriously in Portugal and Spain, where the vast majority of cork is grown. I do believe some in Northern Africa as well. But it's a wonderful product, sound dampening, slip resistant, and more.
Lasts forever and still completely biodegradable at the end of its life cycle.
Yeah, I mean, you and I were having a discussion, I think, a week or two ago about the natural patinating of cork, right? And they use it. You're going to get like a tiny little micro indentations at times, right?
That recovers.
And that recover over time, and it becomes just a natural wood-like look.
Yeah, it looks like part of the floor, but where wood gets an indentation that never goes away, you see a spot here and a spot there.
Right.
It looks fluid and natural when you see it in cork.
Exactly.
So again, lots of different products.
Yeah, we really do have a wide variety of products. We can work with, and our products are wonderful, both commercial and residential. I'd like to thank you again, Marc and Alan and Oliver, for being part of the show. Oliver, you did great behind the board. I saw you panic 1 second there, but it was all good. So let's talk about before we talk about next week, let me tell you once again, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can reach us directly by emailing us at info@summit-flooring.com or calling us at 1-877-496-3566. I do see some people saying hello to us. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, Joe. Hello, Pam and Libby. Thank you for wishing us a hello during our broadcast. Next week, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, we will have TPG Architecture of New York, Elizabeth Jimenez, with us. We look forward to her joining us. As always, we thank you. We wish you safety and health, and thank you for tuning in. Same time next week.